faith helps us imagine what comes next. When we've been sustained, motivated, fortified, and changed by faith, we can begin to see with the eyes of faith about what God has in store for us and for God's mission and ministry. Without a life lived in faith, the prospect of what comes next in the church and in our life can be daunting. The world is changing rapidly and will not go back to how it used to be. This applies to our life at church and in the world. Things will never be the same as they were. But it's also not yet clear how things will be. For Moses and the Israelites in the wilderness, this was also their reality. There was no going back to Egypt. But life in the Promised Land was also an unknown and unknowable reality. As they neared the end of their 40-year wandering in the wilderness, they'd finally learned to be sustained, motivated, fortified, and changed by following God. And Moses, as their leader, is allowed to see what comes next. He gets a glimpse into the Promised Land. But what came next did not include him. Instead, he was tasked with empowering and lifting up those who would come after him. His final task was to install new leaders who could move the people forward into the Promised Land. For us, in the age of pandemic crisis, what are we being called to let go of in order to move forward into the future? What power and control must we relinquish so that the next leaders can step up to lead us where we need to go?